Hey, everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 247. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the SkyLounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out the SkyLounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 247. Days down, dimmed up, untitled rant, superlatives, RNC, NBA, and common sense. Lots of things I'm just throwing at you right now, kids. Lots of things. But the one thing that I'm not throwing at you right now is sports paraphernalia that I'm used to having in the podcast background, flags, jerseys, and all this shit. But as we know, kids, sports has been suspended because of boycotting. And yeah, I know a lot of you motherfuckers are going to get sensitive and all in your fucking feelings and start, getting your fingers dashed and ready to go. But it's like I said, man. Until you read and research, don't say shit. All right? And this whole Jacob Blake thing that caused, the NBA, MLB, and NHL to suspend operations got me agitated. Not gonna lie about that. Got to this point where I thought, wow, sports is getting super woke. They are diving into politics, something that most of these athletes know little to nothing about. And I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be politically illiterate. I don't want to be politically retarded. And so for the first time in my life, over the last 2 weeks, I've watched national conventions. Crazy, right? Yeah. Democratic and Republican national conventions. I watched them both. And I got to tell you, the DNC was a train wreck. There's really no other fucking way to put it. That goddamn thing was a woke pageantry train wreck. And politicians and celebrities over in the left and the DNC just kept highlighting how terrible this country is, how awful everything in the world right now is, and it's all America's fault, and we got to change. We got to put up a career politician who's been in and around Washington for damn near 50 fucking years. And it was this tired old cultist mantra of Orange Man bad that you just shrug after a while and you just want to fucking turn that shit off. But simultaneously, I need to know what the fuck the other side is saying. And all I fucking heard and saw in the DNC was Orange Man bad, Biden will fix everything despite everything you're hearing and everything he has shown you for 50 years. And America is racist and we can fix it. Like, what are you talking about? Racism exists everywhere and anywhere. Like, have you been to Korea? Have you talked to Koreans before? Dude, I'm Korean, all right? And let me tell you right now, when you meet Koreans, they can be a little racist. Oh, that's saying the fucking least. But, I got to give a shout out to the rooftop Koreans while we're talking about Koreans, man. The fucking Los Angeles Korean citizens back in the 1990s when the LA riots were at its peak. You had Korean citizens who, Korean American citizens, I suppose, on rooftops of Korean markets with fucking assault rifles and snipers and shit. It was hilarious to fucking watch. But at the same time, that's America. You got to protect your own. And the Democrats, unfortunately, they don't know the meaning or the idea of that. For them, it's, listen, give yourselves up to us, our identity politics, and, follow along with our code and creed. Otherwise, you'll get canceled. I mean, you're seeing conservative views and all these Republican cats getting censored left and right. But when you preach rhetoric of communism, of, divisiveness, of censorship, you're allowed to do whatever, which doesn't make any fucking sense. Which is ironic, right? I mean, you can say anything about censorship, but you're going to get censored if you talk about censorship and shit, which is fucking weird. But that's what Democrats operate on, man. And I say fucking Democrats pretty intentionally. Because I understand that there are very dirty ass Republicans too, right? Ratpublicans, yeah. That shit. There's a lot of them too. And when I, repeat that phrase, or say it out loud, the drain the swamp, right? An idea is just getting rid of those fucking career politicians who's been siphoning off of the system and giving nothing back to the American people. But that's what the majority of that DNC was. It was just a bunch of fucking assholes who are just selfish, elitist, unsympathetic, and just ignorant of reality. And I'm telling you, I've never watched any national conventions in my lifetime before. And this was the first time watching that shit. And the DNC got me bummed out. And yeah, the cherry on top was that fucking shit-ass music video with that gay brother, the fucking gay black dude. I don't know if he was gay. Maybe he was, maybe he's not. I don't give a fuck. But kind of effeminate-looking fucking black dude. And the guitarist in the background with like a really janky-ass color of the American flag, which, dude, when you make symbolism so fucking apparent and blatantly obvious, it's laughable how the Democrats think they're fucking hiding their shit. It's like, fuck you. We know what you're all about, motherfuckers. You're about dismantling this country. You're about bringing in fucking communism. You're about centralized control. New World Order bullshit. Fuck you. No one's about that. Not Americans. Not people who love freedom. And that's what the RNC was all about, man. That was a beautiful fucking thing. Yeah, but you're just a bunch of racist. Dude, did you not just fucking listen to anything I just said? I watched both. The comparison is massive. And guess what? When you watch the RNC, there's no racists there. When you watch the DNC, oh my God, it is just a fucking convention full of racists. You should hear some of these fucking BLM people talking. We gotta abolish the police. We gotta make sure every black person gets a fucking huge financial benefit. I mean, take affirmative action to like steroid levels pretty much. It's like, what the fuck? Isn't that basically racist policies? I mean, what are we on about here? The Democrats, if you ask them that question, what are you on about? They can't answer it because they don't even know what the fuck they're on about anymore. You're supposed to be the party of rationality and sensibility, but at one point you embraced Bernie Sanders' fucking insane socialistic ideas. That's not a fucking Democratic Party anymore. This is leaning into fucking communism. I can't fucking believe no one's looking at this shit. It's wild. It's fucking wild. And again, this was the same fucking party all goddamn week last week. Berating America. I mean, it was that fucking pest just nagging at you. Oh, everything's bad. Dude, everything's not bad. Why do you keep saying everything's bad? Can you shut the fuck up? You ever have a fucking moment at work where it's busy as shit? And then during whatever your fucking break, your coworker comes to you and just bitch and moans about work. It's like, dude, I'm on my fucking break. I don't want to listen to about the goddamn realities of work right now. I'm in fucking rest mode. Can you shut the fuck up? That's what the DNC is. You offered no fucking solution. Your policies were weak as shit. When Bernie stood to fucking stand up and talk, muffled with this, I got my fucking voice here, like, douchebag. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Make no fucking sense. Rapey McNightmare Joe hiding in his fucking base with crazy cunt Kamala, triple Ks. You motherfuckers are psychotic. If you think that I believe the Democrats are for fucking freedom and for America. No, hell no. Opposite. You're for fucking communism. You're for divisiveness. And again, when I watched the RNC, it was a completely different vibe. It was pro-America. It was pro-freedom. Pro-free speech. Which is a lost art form these days, kids. Did you know that? Everyone gets censored. Everyone... The left-wing media, they try to censor motherfuckers all the time. Case in point, well, fucking Facebook and the Hodge twins. That shit went viral today. You know, Don Jr. retweets it. It gets a bit of fucking viewership, man. I'm just saying. And that's not the first time. I mean, it's been happening the last few months. You have more conservative and right-wing views getting censored because they're not appropriate. And when you read them with full context, any of these, you know, posts or, you know, jokes or ads or whatever, you realize that the DNC, you know, was the really representation of what's been happening in this world on the left. You know, cancel culture, identity politics, oversensitivity, general and in a way literal pacification of our society. With the whole fucking having children decide their gender when they're 2 or whatever. That makes no fucking sense. Like you're denying biology, but okay. All right. But that shit you're okay with? Yeah, okay. Well, fuck all that shit. Because the RNC, man, it gave me hope. Got me optimistic. I'm fucking watching this shit. One night I'm actually working out in the garage and watching like day 1 or day 2. And all I can think was, wow, this is just a very optimistic, you know, convention to start off. And by day 4 and looking at it in totality, man, the RNC was fantastic. Can I give a fucking shout out to Nick Sandman, the young man who was wearing his MAGA hat against the fucking crazed out Native American dude? Hey, yeah, fuck you, dude. You're a fucking prick. When you realize the full context of the video is that old fuck was an instigator and that kid, Nick Sandman, was just chilling. It's like, wow. Mainstream media will find any fucking way to demonize white people. Oh, dude. When you watch CNN and watch Anderson Cooper try to fucking put that blanket of white guilt over people, it's like the most pathetic fucking shit to watch. Like, Anderson, you're the whitest motherfucker out there. Just because you're gay doesn't mean you get a fucking free pass, motherfucker. Damn. You're gonna villainize white people. Why don't you put yourself in there, bitch? Not that you should do it to fucking begin with, but damn, bitch. I mean, if you're gonna be that asshole instigator, why don't you put yourself in there and put yourself in the fucking crossfires, bitch? Man, I mean, speaking of Anderson Cooper, dude, I mean, this douchebag and other CNN, you know, twat waffles like Don Lemon, right? And who's that fucking Q-tip looking fat fuck? Is that Jack Tapper? Whatever the fuck that dude's name is. He looks like a fucking, you know what he looks like? He looks like a goddamn nearly squeezed out pimple in a suit. That's what the fuck he looks like. These motherfuckers were getting on this kid Nick Sandman's shit and still salty about how CNN, you know, with their misinformation and really slander, just kept on this kid's ass. And remember, Sandman got fucking paid out because his lawyer he was on one. So when you see CNN, you know, turtle back and look like complete bitches, it makes me smile. It makes me smile because you know they're on the wrong side. You know people who actually give a shit about the truth know CNN is full of shit. And when the liar gets caught lying, it is the most fucking sensational feeling. And what's also a sensational feeling is having a former athlete actually condemn the rhetoric of, Orange Man is bad, because it's such a tired cult mantra. It's such a fucking brainwashed mantra. And when Herschel Walker comes on, in the RNC and goes ahead and talks about his personal relationship with Trump, and then really adds other, great lines in his speech to inspire, this idea of America. I mean, what more can you say, bro? What fucking more can you say? Just, I'm telling you right now, do yourselves a favor. The cats I'm mentioning right now, I would absolutely recommend you check those people out. They're all on YouTube. If you want the non-commentary version, I would absolutely recommend C-SPAN. C-SPAN was actually the only way I watch these national conventions, because I don't want to hear political commentary. I don't want to hear smart ass fucking bullshit on the side from either CNN or Fox, to be quite frank. I don't want to hear your pretentious bullshit. I just want to hear it with my own fucking ears. So watching this shit on C-SPAN, I'm just applauding, even by myself. I'm like, wow, Herschel Walker's so eloquent. Very well said about America. Very well said about perseverance in this country, essentially. And the RNC just kept it rolling with all these fucking famous but unknown faces, like the McCloskeys, the St. Louis couple who are wielding their guns in front of a Black Lives Matter crowd that, by the way, invaded their fucking house, or their homes through the fucking front gate. That gate was jacked up, by the way. If you see the fucking full video clip, it's about like 2 or 3 minutes long. But the McCloskeys were defending their property, and I believe the governor or mayor was trying to charge them a felony, essentially. It wasn't a misdemeanor. I know that shit, because it was like weapon possession, danger, and all that shit, which is so full of crap. Because the McCloskeys were just fucking hanging in there and figuring out how to protect their fucking property, the livelihood that they built as attorneys. And listen, man, I have my gripe against every profession, but if you grinded your shit, you did your work, kudos to you, man. Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. That's your goddamn life. Why the fuck do I care how you fucking live? But the McCloskeys were a great reminder that the left will attack anything and anybody really that is against the left's agenda. And yeah, I kind of freaked out because my puppy just jumped in front out of nowhere. Right, baby boy? That's right, baby boy. But I kept watching this convention and thinking, man, all these faces, all these sentiments about the greatness of America, you just appreciate, all the shit you're kind of entitled to living here. And when you got guys like Dana White, popping on in day 4, man, I was thrilled. Because you're going to have those fucking fake UFC fans essentially, like, oh, I fucking hate Dana White, he likes Trump, whatever, man, this is all bullshit. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Dana White was, in the United States, one of the first owner of the business, essentially a commissioner, and all the shit that he embodies as the UFC, as the face of the UFC. I mean, that's Dana White. He was the first one to bring entertainment in that form back to the United States, and it was unbelievable when UFC came back. I mean, it was just lightning had struck on Earth, and dude's a rock star. And I don't fucking care what his politics is. I mean, he brought sports back. He set the precedent for other sports to come back. So I know you fucking sports fans who are like, oh, Trump is bad. You motherfuckers can't click the goddamn logic. It's hard for you. I know that. It's very difficult. And once you break out of the mind control shit, it's going to be much easier for you to understand. I mean, trust me, it took me a while. But, man, I appreciated Dana White just talking real, man. I mean, that was honestly the most effective part of the RNC was the realness, the honesty. And you know what, man? Donald Trump Jr. is he's slowly but surely becoming my favorite Trump. I love President Donald J. Trump. He's fantastic, and I know he's gonna win in 2020 landslide. But when you listen to Donald Trump Jr., you realize that, wow, this is Donald Trump with like a more political punch, and the brutal honesty that he shows up with is just the most beautiful fucking thing. I mean, anybody in and around the White House being that fucking honest, dude, you don't really see it. So when I was watching Don Jr.'s interview with Steven Crowder early this morning, and it's just unfiltered, raw, uncensored shit, I'm thinking, whoa, this guy, this is my kind of guy right here. Just saying whatever the fuck he needs to and being honest about it. And he doesn't fucking shy away from his flaws. And I think that's the important thing that a lot of people tend to forget, is that, yeah, the Trump family fucked up in certain regards to their life. I mean, everybody does. They just kind of admit to it and move on. And they don't give a fuck what the fuck people think. And yeah, motherfuckers, I know the immediate knee-jerk response is, well, he knows Epstein, he's a rapist. Like, well, no, those are all false. Those are all false narratives, and there are receipts to rebuke all that shit. So you're fucking welcome. Go have a goddamn search on, try DuckDuckGo. All right, try DuckDuckGo. Why don't you try that shit? Don't try Google, try DuckDuckGo. I did that shit. It's a bit different. I will tell you that. I'll tell you just that much. But what I can also tell you is President Donald Trump Jr.'s speech at the end of the RNC was very powerful, I thought very telling of what kind of man this is. This is a man who I believe is a fearless leader who looks at the incoming fucking danger like he'll see 100 fucking knives coming our way. He'll stand right in front of it. He's fearless. We've seen him do it for 3.5 years. I mean, 3.5 plus years. And by the way, he was never a fucking politician. He's done a lot of good things in his 3.5 years. Look at the policies. Just research it. I'm telling you. You'd be very shocked to find out how many good things President Trump has done. And that speech last night on Thursday, final day of the RNC, was every bit as inspiring and as optimistic as I thought about President Trump. And I thought that speech last night, tied with all the stupid ass riots, it tells me that Trump is going to win in a landslide. No question. No doubt in my mind. Man, when you speak of fucking riots, the whole shit in Kenosha, Wisconsin right now, it's a fucking joke. It's a goddamn joke. Jacob Blake is a criminal. He's a straight up criminal. You know why the cops were there to get Jacob Blake in the first place? Because he was called on. Yeah. Some women actually called the police officer and said, he's not supposed to be here. Talking about Jacob Blake not supposed to be there. Jacob Blake also brandished a knife on the police officers. Oh, and guess what? The reason why the cops wanted him? Sexual assault. Inconvenient narrative that people just tend to forget, right? Jacob Blake also has a rap sheet. About half a dozen shit input in the system. And shout out to whoever found out. Because from what I read, Kenosha, Wisconsin public records can be accessed for about $5, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but read that somewhere on the internets. But fact checking would be great if somebody could do that. And based on all that shit, it's like, wait. So a fucking felon who rightfully got shot because he was being fucking stupid is now being praised upon by mainstream media and cucked sports leagues. Because, why? Because we're all uneducated, illiterate fucks? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Felonies are being committed for the felon. Really think about that shit, okay? The morons and sheeps of this world are committing felonies on behalf of a felon. How fucking stupid is that shit? Very. But it's racist. Jacob Blake got shot by police officers. He's a fucking sexual predator and he was supposed to be arrested. He's got a fucking rap sheet as long as a big old fucking Subway dick. And all those goddamn morons in the NBA, the MLB, and the NHL, holy shit. All the sports I like too. I mean, I love sports, dude. I do. I love sports. But what it's turned into right now, it's a joke. It's a fucking joke. When you're boycotting your own business because of something that is completely beyond your control and something that is completely unrelated to you in terms of policies, you come off as fucking illiterate as shit. And when you're heaping praises on Jacob Blake and telling us, oh, we gotta get the cops who got Jacob Blake. Hey, how about you read about Jacob Blake and how he, I don't know, was wanted for sexual assault and that he brandished a fucking knife in front of the goddamn cops? How about that shit, you illiterate fucks? Unfucking believable. These goddamn morons fucking jump goddamn circles if China said, hey, there's some fucking sweatshop shit that happens, so you gotta wear these shoes instead, and then kneel. Okay, all right, will do. Goddamn clowns. But when some real shit happens, like police officer David Dorn getting shot and killed trying to protect a local pawn shop in St. Louis, no one talks about that shit. Or when that young man, Cotton, forgive me, I forget his last name, a young 5-year-old who gets murdered by a drugged up, insane lunatic who did get arrested. But no one mentions that shit. None of that shit matters, right? None of that shit matters. Who are the Black lives that matter then? Chadwick Boseman? Yeah, I know he just died. But guess what? People die. But you have these leagues who, on their social media accounts right now, you could fucking check on this shit right now, dude. You have sports leagues on their social media account posting pictures of Chadwick Boseman like he was a fucking martyr of the black community. Like, dude, that's just an actor. You're getting your fucking panties wet about a dead actor. Yeah, completely silent when a hero like David Dorn falls. completely ignore the Black lives destroyed in riots in Minneapolis, Kenosha, Portland, Seattle, I mean, any fucking parts of California, New York, I mean, Baltimore, dude. This is a fucking joke. We really live in a clown world. You motherfuckers try to virtue signal me with all your fucking bullshit, cockamamie bullshit. And then, when a fucking celebrity dies that you have no fucking business, knowing or contacting, you get all upset. And I'll admit, the same shit with Kobe. I did. But you know what? Realizing it now, I don't know why the fuck I wasted my goddamn time. That's being real. There's real shit to be upset about. A celebrity dying isn't one of them. It happens. He's an Illuminati. He's an Illuminati fuck anyways. Why do you fucking care, you assholes? Oh, surprise, a conspiracy theory asshole. I love that shit. QAnon is a conspiracy theory that makes no goddamn sense because it's a conspiracy theory that talks about how the elites of this world, including politicians, Peter Wood, aka Hollywood celebrities, and other elites in the world, are controlling children through a very complex human networking, system, and how there is a very clear and obvious war happening between President Trump and the evils of these swamp monsters. But just completely dismiss that conspiracy theory because you're going to believe the fucking movement that's all about, division, inciting riots and racism. Okay. All right. Fuck you. Ultimately, fucking clown world, bro. Fucking clown world. That's all I'm going to fucking say. And tomorrow, because sports is going to come back, we'll talk some fucking sports, I guess. I don't fucking care. Shit got me all fucking riled up, dude. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at the SkyLounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And also check out the SkyLounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And until next time, fuck off from me and the triple chins here. Ugh.